And so underway. No room for complacency, no room for error. Many teams have got the better of these two in recent weeks, but today, going up against one of their nearest rivals, today is the day to make a statement. So Durham kicking from right to left as we look at it. And Portsmouth in their away strip of neon yellow have an early throw-in on that far side. And Izzy Collins is just being delayed. I think there might be an issue with the communications device between the referee and the assistant over on the far side. Lorraine Catchpole is the assistant. And we're all good to go. And that throw-in has been given against Portsmouth. So a chance for Durham to work the line. Cross comes in from Ayr, and it's not been dealt with, and it's all the way through to... The shot is over the top. It's Grace Eade who found herself in so much time and space. And just a minute into the game, couldn't keep her strike down. And the ball has risen up over the top. So first chance of the game has gone to the home side, Grace Eade. And Portsmouth's defence will just be glancing across at each other because that was not dealt with. A fairly hopeful ball into the box. Jemima Dahu gets her foot on the ball. Greta Humphreys has gone back to her goalkeeper and left it a little short for Jess Gray, in truth. Michaela Foster conceding the throw-in over on this Portsmouth right-hand side. And Jazz Bull gets a first chance to foray forward. Bull, Scotland under-23 international. Tries to pick out Nixon and ball just bounces off her. Jay Sadler has always talked about the importance of bravery, intensity, togetherness from his Portsmouth team. He suggested that a little bit of that was lacking in their January defeat to Southampton, the South Coast derby. Saints getting the better of them by 4-0. In fact, Pompey on the back of straight 4-0 defeats. 4-0 to Southampton would have really stung against their rivals. Perhaps a little easier to stomach when it comes against the goal-scoring prowess of Birmingham City. But the fact remains that each of these two sides has gone a long time since their fans have been able to celebrate a victory. Eade has won a throw for Durham down this left-hand side, and Foster's coming up to take it. Long throw from Foster. This time is dealt with by a Portsmouth head and actually goes out off a Durham shirt. Goal kick. It's good distance on the throw from Foster. Not much of a run-up. Ball bouncing out, I think, off Abby Jones. You can see behind the goal, sport as far as the eye can see here at Maiden Castle. Terrific sporting facility. They have mooted plans to move to a new stadium, Durham. It's not cheap and it's not quick, that's the issue. Lee Sanders, the head of football. He's a director. He took the club out of the ownership of the university a year ago, February last year. She's got another way. I think I can see on the far side, the referee's assistant is still having an issue with the communications device right next to that floodlight. And I think that is the cause of the delay here. So Durham offered their fans a saver bundle for tickets to this game and Birmingham at home next week. Nice to get back-to-back home games as we're ready to get underway with the goal kick from Gray. 20 quid for a pair of adults tickets for both games. £8 for children to attend 2 games. Students could go for 12. That is a decent offer. Hoping to attract 1 or 2 new fans as Portsmouth have broken through the lines and Primmer has spread it to Hornby. Hornby gets the ball in square and Bull has done incredibly well to get that under control. Looked all the world to be a lost cause. Might yet fall again for Nixon, who's using her strength to outmuscle Eade and still running with it, Nixon. The shot comes in from Barker. Robotham on the edge of the box and Portsmouth really pressuring the Durham back line, and Dahu has won a free kick. So free kick to Portsmouth, opportunity to send players up from the back. Hannah Cohen has made her way up from left centre-back. Number 5, just on the right of your screen there. Angelina Nixon may well be another target. Hornby with the delivery. It's a deep one. It's looking for Greta Humphreys all the way through, though, to catch Shepherd in the Durham goal. That's nice football, through ball, and now the flag goes up. And Speckmeyer is ordered back. Just breaking the lines too soon, but it was lovely football from Durham to create the gap for the through ball. Already mentioned that Speckmeyer scored in the reverse fixture. Venezuela international, born in Miami. Shepherd sends the ball forward, but got a bit too much air on it. Came down right at the feet of Jemima Dahu, who's lost control of it, and Lambert attempting to pick out Speckmeyer. Nixon has so many tricks up her sleeve. The Portsmouth number 18, crowded out by Foster and Eade. There are those skills from Nixon, and she's won a free kick. A little drag back, backing into the 2 defenders, enough to buy the foul. Humphreys wanted to take it, but Sophie Barker is trotting over, and Meg Hornby too. You'll see this a lot in this game. Both of them are the dead ball specialists. Hornby took the last one. Looks like Hornby may well take this one as well, although Barker's taking a big old run up if it is to be her. Flat delivery from Barker up to the edge of the box. Helped on by a Pompey head, and it's still not clear. Still not clear. Tia Primmer finds the ball at her feet and does well to come away with it. She's won a throw. First home game of 2026 for Durham. In fact, first home game for 7 weeks. So fans of the home side, unless they've been prepared to travel, have been starved of seeing their team for a good while. Ball hooked clear by Durham. Humphreys looking to switch it up out to the far side. Hornby is lurking. Here is Meg Hornby. Working hard to try and win back the ball. But it's a defensive throw to Durham. So first home game for 7 weeks. They actually went a month without a game because of weather postponements, Durham, and when they lined up last week against Crystal Palace, got to 0-0, got to half-time at 0-0. Well and truly in the game, but I think just a little bit of match sharpness have eluded them in the second half. Palace ran out 4-0 winners, both these sides losing 4-0 last weekend. Now Heppel has the chance to get a head up and spread the play out to this left-hand side. Grace Eade, Lambert in support. And plays it behind Eade, who'd already made the run for the give and go. And it's a bit of a let-off for Portsmouth in truth. Well, it is a nice day. You can see the sun shining right in the face of our camera operator. Mentioned the new signing for Durham, Dee Bradley, on the substitutes bench. She's wearing number 15, and that is because Poppy Pritchard, who had been loaned here, has been recalled and has been loaned out to Celtic, which feels like a big blow. England Youth International. Was a star here and then signed by Manchester City, came back on loan, and her time is up. So Durham have had to shuffle their decks a little bit. Izzy Collins spreading the play out to Hornby, who controls with the back heel and tries to go the long way round. Good defending by Briggs. Wonderful skill by Hornby. WSL2's November Player of the Month. But here comes Lambert advancing for Durham. Has Heppel inside. Eade arriving late. Abby Jones is up in support. Wants the free kick and gets the free kick. Chance to load the box here for Durham. Molly Lambert is always such a rascal, a threat to opposition. Did well to advance the play and then hold up play. Bided her time until the foul was committed, and Durham have a first chance to send everybody forward. Briggs is up from the back. Abby Jones is there. The captain, Sarah Wilson, is too. Durham looking to crowd the goalkeeper, Jess Gray. Taken short and flicked on, and Jones heads the ball goalward. Saved initially, and saved the second time as well. Wonderful goalkeeping from Jess Gray. Well, the loose ball from Jones headed goalward looked for all the world to be a goal. Top work from the Pompey keeper, and immediately they're down the other end. Nixon rolling her foot over it, and with the outside of the boot, picking out Hornby. And Hornby drills it just wide. So let's go back and have a look at that double chance for Durham. Ball flighted in neatly by Heppel, helped on by Wilson, and there, Abby Jones. Head goes straight at Jess Gray, who reacts brilliantly to deny Grace Eade, I think it was, with the shot from just 4 yards out. Good goalkeeping. But the best two perhaps 3 chances have gone the way of Durham in the early portion of this game. "15 minutes in, still goalless at Maiden Castle. Durham have had a couple of really good chances. Both of them actually have fallen to Grace Eade. The second one, the initial chance was Abby Jones, headed straight at the goalkeeper. Just apologies for the break-up in picture from Maiden Castle. Just experiencing some technical difficulties from Durham. And so while we struggle with the technical difficulties, let's just remind ourselves of some of the best of the action from the opening 15 minutes. This is absolute quality from Angelina Nixon. Watch this pass outside of the boot, picks out Meg Hornby over on the far side. Hornby has scored from this range earlier in the season, but couldn't quite get the shot on target. That's as close as Portsmouth have come in this game. So that is Portsmouth's best chance of the game. Durham just shading the possession, 55-45. Okay, we're back with live pictures now. Durham clearing their lines with Shepherd, but only as far as Angelina Nixon. Lauren Briggs goes back to her goalkeeper once again. Apologies for those technical issues that we experienced. Thank you for sticking with us. I am reliably informed by our reporter on the ground. We missed nothing in the minute we were away. So a good chance to catch up with some of the action from earlier in the game. Beth Heppel operating in space. Now Lambert trying to pick out Abby Jones over on that far side, but showing too much of the ball to the Pompey defence, and who can play one over the top for Nixon to chase. That's going to run all the way through to the Durham goalkeeper. Now Sarah Wilson, 34 years young. Not fair to say that sport is a young person's game. You only have to look at the Australian Open tennis for that. Novak Djokovic, 38 years young. Still causing issues for his younger world leaders. You love to see it. Lambert, now Abby Jones. Lambert has Toland inside her and finds Heppel, who's played a disguised pass. Here is the Ireland international Toland, who wins a corner for Durham. Best move of the match. Well, in terms of getting their head up and playing football, Durham are winning that contest. Has been a lack of goals from Durham this season. Just 13 they've managed in their 12 games so far. 6 of them, half of them, almost have come from the boot of this woman, Beth Heppel. Again, she picks out the head of her captain, Sarah Wilson, who can only help the ball on. Jones tries to keep it in. It's a goal kick. It's good defensive work from Meg Hornby. So reliable with the delivery, Beth Heppel. Has been since she was a kid, playing for this very club. One club player. Drilled cross, and Wilson, the captain, isn't the tallest. Did her best to get a head on it, but couldn't quite steer it anywhere near goal. Whistle has gone for a tug on the shirt of Jemima Dahu. Lucy May is just trotting down to the far side. Jess Gray is down. I've watched Portsmouth play on a number of occasions this season, and Jess Gray has received treatment on a good few of them. The issue in the past has been the right thigh. Let's have a look at what seems to be the issue here. It does look like it's a similar issue to what has plagued her for much of the season. Jess Gray, it's the right leg at least. It's her kicking leg. I watched them in the game at home against Newcastle just before Christmas, 2-1 defeat. Jazz Bull actually scored a late own goal decider in that one, poor old captain. But a couple of times in that game, Jess Gray took goal kicks that didn't have the distance on them, and she was clearly in some visible discomfort. And well, unfortunately, that seems to be rolling into the new year. She has proven her ability in between the sticks already in this game, denying Abby Jones from close range and then popping back up. Good to see her back on her feet. We will keep a close eye on that. And unfortunately, it looks like... Oh no, I thought the referee was going to restart with the ball at her feet. No, don't do that. Here is the last kick. We'll just see if there's any... There is a little hop from the goalkeeper after she kicked it. Didn't quite get the air on it. In the Newcastle game, Pompey resorted to taking their goal kick short or entrusting one of the defenders to take it. They do have Comfort Harbour on the bench. So an option. Jess Gray is without a shadow of a doubt their chosen number one. Halfway through the first half, still goalless at Maiden Castle between a couple of teams who haven't scored in 2026, so perhaps a little tentative, perhaps a little nervous when taking on that final shot on goal. Grace Eade has had a couple of attempts so far. Nothing really of note from Pompey. Rowbotham sends one goalwards, and it will count as a shot on target, but sort of not really. Heppel receives a push in the back. Free kick to Durham. Let's have another look at the Pompey chance a couple of moments ago. Just wonder if Rowbotham had any other options here. Not really. 4 players in front of her, but all closely marked. Portsmouth's tough season has been made all the tougher with the recall of Jessie Gale. 4 goals she scored on loan from Arsenal, the England youth international. Similar story to Poppy Pritchard at Durham. She was one of a couple of real shining lights in this Pompey squad. Arsenal called her back and then immediately sent her out to Bristol City at the other end of WSL2, and Jessie Gale has been banging them in. 3 goals in 3 WSL2 games, 7 for the season. What a difference maker she can be, but she is the Pompey past, and they need to focus on the Pompey future, and the real focus has to be staying in this division. Here's Angelina Nixon, trying to scoop the ball into the path of Primmer. Well, Durham are shading the possession. and shots on target. Both of them came in the same move, both saved by Jess Gray, as Jones is penalised for a foul on Nixon. Nixon, to me, looks like the best outlet today for Pompey in the first 25 minutes. She's the player that has put her head above the parapet, eager to take the ball and drive it forward. Pompey have had such rotten luck with injuries. Annie Hutchings, Emily Pittman, Lucy Johnson all out with the dreaded ACL, the knee injury that is the scourge of women's football. Hornby has gone as a short option for Barker. Barker loves to deliver it in towards the penalty spot. Collins underneath it. Jones gets the ball away. So still waiting for the key moment, the key breakthrough at Maiden Castle. First of 5 games on this Barclays WSL2 Sunday. Ball steps in. Closely watched by Eade, who comes away with the ball. And the long pass from Foster is out for a Pompey throw on this near side. So worth pointing out, there has been one game in this match weekend. Last night, Bristol City pressed their promotion hopes with a 3-0 victory at home against Sunderland. Mentioned Jessie Gale. She got 2 of those goals. Lexi Lloyd-Smith got the other. So Bristol City looking good at the moment in the promotion race. Birmingham City will have their response later today. Charlton, top of the pile, also in action today. They kick off at 1 o'clock away at Sheffield United, and we'll keep you up to speed with the scores in the second half of this one. And we'll have a little look at what it all means for the table as a robust challenge goes in from Collins. And it draws the foul for Durham. Abby Jones has gone down. And the yellow card is shown to Izzy Collins, first one of the day. I have to say, absolutely deserved. This is something you might see on Gladiators on a Saturday night. Here it is, top of your screen, contender ready, bang. That is why Izzy Collins is the first player to go into referee Lucy May's notebook. Approaching the half hour. Best chances have still come to the left of our screen. Durham forcing 2 saves from Jess Gray, who has received treatment for some soreness to her right leg. And Durham looking to close out the passing lanes, pressing her because they know that she won't want to take the option of the long kick. Nixon's got caught on the ball. Mariana Speckmeyer. Durham looking to play the ball out from the back. Beth Heppel had to drop into defence. Lauren Briggs is being hounded. Good pressing from Portsmouth. And Durham have done expertly to get through the lines. Briggs has gone from defence into midfield. She's won a free kick. Rowbotham tripping her. So another option for Durham to send one forward, as they did just a couple of moments ago. And this would have been reassuring for fans of Portsmouth, because the goalkeeper, who's already had treatment, came out and made no mistake with the clean claim. That is not where the free kick was committed. It was a good 5 yards inside of there, I think, but it doesn't really matter. Here's Heppel to deliver, shielding her eyes from the sun, which will be an issue for the goalkeeper away to the other side. Heppel is sending a swirling one, too deep for everybody. Goals going in the top flight of the WSL. Brighton 1-1 with London City Lionesses, who played at this level last season. As we take another look at Heppel's delivery just a couple of moments ago. You can see what she's trying to do. She's hoping for the run of one of the players up from the back. Not quite judging it right. Easy for Portsmouth to deal with. Just to go back to the goals in WSL 1, Everton and Aston Villa drawing 1-1, 37 minutes in that game, and West Ham United down at the bottom and struggling, 1-0 up against Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United and Liverpool drawing 0-0. West Ham, if they get that win, they would move 4th from bottom. Liverpool at the moment jettisoned down at the foot of the table, and remember, the team finishing bottom of WSL 1 will have a relegation playoff against the third place team in this very division. Gray is charged down and has to trust her right foot again. Got good distance on that one though. Foster goes home to Shepherd. Lovely football. Barker is trying to stab the ball through to Nixon. Wilson uses every ounce of her experience to intercept. Eid full of good running, but running down blind alleys at the moment and crowded out. Pompey win the ball back. Hornby with really neat close control. Long ball forward is rather loose, out for a goal kick. Not too much action in the Durham penalty area. Portsmouth not creating too many chances. More than a third of the action has been in the Pompey box. Many free kicks sent forward, couple of good chances as well. 2 of them falling to Grace Eid, none of them finding the back of the net. Izzy Collins battling away for the ball. Having to behave on a yellow card, remember. Foster stepping out of defence, just nicking the ball off her teammate's toe and trying to start something from the back for Eid to run at the defence. Supported by Lambert. That is good defending. Hornby tracking all the way back. DeHoo through the lines. Primer is forcefully removed from the ball. Robotham tries to find Nixon, can't quite pick her out. Has just been a little untidy. The final pass not sticking for either side. But it would be fair to assume that confidence is not riding at its very highest for both of these two sides, in that you have to go back almost 4 months since the last time Durham won, 3 months since the last time Portsmouth won. And you add into the mix a little sprinkling of pressure that can't really afford to lose this one. Primer down the left-hand side, and the ball just bounces off the defender into her face and out for a goal kick. Quick mention of Jessie Gale. 2 goals for Bristol City last night. Moved her level with Sarri of Birmingham City and Hardy, her teammate at Bristol City, as the top goal scorers in WSL 2. Beth Heppel has 6, just 1 behind them. She made a lightning start to the season. Hasn't found the net in her last 3 outings, Heppel. Backheel pass from Nixon. Briggs trying to pick out Eden. There was a lot on the pass. Really trying to stab the ball into a teammate to try and get in between the lines, feed her into goal. Ede couldn't quite get on it. So goalless in the football. I wonder what the score is in the netball in the background. That one's just hit the rim. Toland tries to turn the ball forward, looking for Speckmeyer. Lauren Briggs picking out a teammate as she was trying to sort out her hair at that moment, and she continues trying to sort her hair out, Lauren Briggs. Centre of your screen. Occupational hazard. She did pretty well, to be honest. Like rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time. Nixon, that's good. Brings the ball under a spell and gets away from the challenge, but can't quite pick out Hornby on this side. It's been a recurring theme that Nixon's first touch is so exciting. Hasn't managed to pick out a teammate.
We've got to secure it. We're getting in good areas now. Just the detail hands.
Jay Sadler, you just heard shouting, we're getting in good areas. It's just the detail now. And well, that would pick up on the point that I just made about Angelina Nixon getting into really good areas. Just need to focus on the detail. Speckmeyer is well marshalled by Humphreys, allows the ball to go out for a throw. I mentioned Durham like to do their bit for their fans. They had a sticker swap shop pre-match for those of their fans that are collecting the Barclays WSL2 sticker book. Wonder if you are at home. There's a real scrap for the ball is going on inside the Pompey half. Good header from Wilson. Powerful header. And Heppel got onto it. Once again, out-muscled by 2 defenders. Cohen picked out Primmer on the far side. And now Wilson, the captain, is looking to drive her team forward and almost picking out Heppel over the top. It's a bit more like it, a little bit more urgency. Sarah Wilson obviously sitting, watching from deep and going, it's not quite sticking. Trying to show the way forward by example. So ball out for a throw. Let's have another look. Sarah Wilson, almost like the old Fast and the Furious film. She presses the nos, away she goes. Can't quite pick out Heppel with the ball over the top. It's a bit more like it though. A little bit more urgency. And you wonder if it will filter through to her teammates. Abby Jones looking to put a bit of that urgency in her defending from the front. Concedes the throw. Oh, there you go. If you like your football graphics, there's a good one. zones of control. Basically, both teams have been in control around their own areas. Durham have enjoyed the ball out wide on the right. Strong defending from Hannah Cohen. Thought she'd done enough to win the throw, but the officials saw it the other way. Kat Shepherd, the goalkeeper, New Yorker. Speckmeyer with the control. And winning the throw. Bull unhappy about that. Taken quickly by Speckmeyer. Everybody was expecting her to leave it for Foster. The Venezuela star trying to speed things along and try and catch Portsmouth cold. Heppel, driving run through the middle from Lambert. Heppel has won a corner. Another chance late in the half to send one central. So Heppel has twice picked out her captain, Sarah Wilson, who has her hands up in the middle. Two hands up, suggesting it's a deep one. Eade and Briggs are on the goalkeeper. Toland and Lambert are unmarked in the centre. They could be the target. Wilson, the captain, has dragged almost everybody beyond the goalposts. Now Dahu is coming out to mark Lambert, who was free. Ball is drilled deep, over the top of Jess Gray, and then over the top from a combination of Speckmeyer and Wilson. It's a really good delivery, though, from Heppel. You could see before the kick was taken that Wilson had two hands up. That looked like it was signifying knock it deep, and that's exactly what Heppel does. The goalkeeper misjudges it, and it's Speckmeyer's head under pressure from her own captain, though, and steers the ball up over the top. Oh dear. You can see Jess Gray again is just feeling that right leg. I don't mean to be harsh to her. She's clearly feeling it. And if that is to be the case, then why are they still trusting her to take long goal kicks? Take her out of the firing line. Let somebody else take them. Jay Sadler knows exactly what he's doing. He was the manager of the season at this level last year, Portsmouth's first in the second tier of women's football in England. Finished 9th of 11th last season, which you think manager of the season, finished 3rd from bottom. Actually, is a real achievement for Portsmouth, who only stepped up to this level for the first time. 4 minutes to be added on at the end of this half, and that's plenty of time for either of these sides to wrestle a goal away. How about that little nutmeg from Molly Lambert on her opposite number Rowbotham? Lambert carrying her team forward. Now gets her head up and picks out the cross. It's an important defensive header away. It's a wonderful nutmeg from Lambert to begin that attack. And now Portsmouth, with the game stretched, are down the other end with Hornby, who wins a corner. Oh, no, she doesn't. She thought she'd won a corner, but the ball ricocheted off her and out for a Durham goal kick. So into the 4 minutes added on at the end of the first half. Here it is again. Oh, we've just narrowly missed the nutmeg. We'll see if we can get that back for half-time. As Lambert got the ball, just threaded the ball through Rowbotham's legs and almost picked out Abby Jones on the far side with the cross. It has been a game for the defence, has to be said. Durham and their clearances, well, only Portsmouth have hit more clearances this season than Durham, and they're trying to do their bit to eat into that lead. 13-2 in this first half, and both defences will be happy that as it stands, they'll be going to the break with a pair of clean sheets. For the neutral, I think we'd argue we'd like to see a bit more. And oh dear, Izzy Collins went in high there, already on a yellow card, remember. Free kick conceded against Molly Lambert. Just a foul, no more, but every time a player is on a yellow card and they concede a foul, you do wonder, are they chipping away the good grace of the referee? Just a blow to the, I think, the back and the head of Molly Lambert. She looks okay to continue. A little wearily walking away. Foster to deliver. Up to the edge of the box. Ball comes straight back to her. First delivery was left foot. That one was right foot from the Kiwi. Couple of minutes left in this first half. There have been chances, but in truth, fairly lacking in quality in the final third from both sides. I mean, it could be argued that these two sides, provided they do not lose, it might be a bit of a result for each. It would move them 5 points clear of Ipswich. Ipswich in action later on away at Newcastle United. The way Newcastle have been playing this season, the way Ipswich have been playing, you would probably have that one down as a home win. Nothing is guaranteed. Tia Primmer's having none of it, and she is forcing Portsmouth forward. And winning a throw right in the corner. That's a nice flick from Primmer. She's picked out Nixon. Nixon is offside. And that may be the last chance of this first half. Approaching as we are the 49th minute. Nixon. Is there time for one last foray forward? DeHoo. Nice little Cruyff shimmy. Gets it back. We have had the 4 minutes added on, and Portsmouth are going back to their goalkeeper. And that will be the end of the first 45, ending with a good period of possession for Portsmouth. You might wonder, had they have committed more forward, then they could have fashioned a late chance. As we go to the break, there's been a couple of good chances at one end of the field and just the one for Portsmouth. Grace Eade shot over early on for Durham. Then Abby Jones and then Eade were both denied by Jess Gray, the goalkeeper. And at the other end, immediately after, Meg Hornby shot wide for Pompey. It's as close as either side has come. And at half-time at Maiden Castle, we go to the break. Absolutely goalless. Worth having a look at the stats. 2-1 shots on target for Durham. They both came in the same instance. Jones and Eade both denied by Gray, who made really good saves. Clearances, Durham and their defence have been way busier. And it hasn't actually felt like that on the balance. But the passing accuracy, especially in the attacking third, has not really been up to the scratch of what either side needs. 40%, 35%. Has made it that little bit more straightforward for both defences, and that is probably why we find ourselves at half-time at Maiden Castle without a goal in the early game in Barclays WSL 2.
Sorry about that, son, mate. There's not much I can do about it, but zoom in. Cool, thanks. That'd be better, mate.
I want to go to like the Dolly Parton World Meet. Is there a clown behind me? My name is Megan Hornby, I play for Portsmouth and I'm a forward.
And Hornby! And Hornby has scored!
My tattoos, I've got a few different ones. They've all got meaning. My favourite being, I've got a little stamp here. It's a little tribute to my grandma because she had a fruit bowl in her house and it just reminds me of her. Got the PO2 now for Portsmouth, just so that I can always remember this club. Independence, because it was always something that I struggled with growing up. I was very independent, followed my sister around with her friends. So it was something that I wanted to become myself and work towards. And it reminds me that I've got there now. I fell in love with football when I was 7. And the reason for that was just because I got took to like ballet and that, and it wasn't for me. All the boys in my area on the pitches playing football, a bit rough and tough, and I like that more than dancing. Wherever you go, you always find that you get really close with your teammates and that. It's quite special down here, I think, more because I've moved away from home. I went from a little town called Wigan with not much around other than the big city of Manchester to now a bit like a seaside resort, like got the beach. Off days looking a little bit different now compared to how they used to look. We're big on a little bit of swimming in the sea on off days, good for recovery and that, but also playing a bit of head football in the sea as well. I've got a few different attributes. I value my 1v1 attacking, like I like taking players on, but I'm also big on the crossing. I can pick out a good cross, and whether it's a driven or a little floater, I think that's a threatening quality I have.
And Portsmouth have levelled things up.
If I wasn't a footballer, I'd like to think I would be in an active job, something like the police, firefighter, something where each day is different because I like the change. That's what drew me to football as well. To play for Portsmouth, it's unbelievable. Like, we have a really rich history down there, which I'm still learning about, being new there, but the people are unbelievable. Follow the women, follow the men, follow us throughout.
They don't always get the glory. But without a solid pair of centre-back, you're not winning anything. Centre-backs are sometimes called central defenders. They are positioned in front of the goalkeeper and behind the midfielders.
And it's last-ditch defending. Tebow with the block.
They are the organisers, the enforcers.
Really, really good block.
Part of their role is anticipation, to read the game and stop attacks before they start. It's not just tackles. It's cutting off passing lanes, keeping the line straight, doing the dirty work. Centre-backs have to dominate the air. Be strong, be vocal,
Let's go.
be fearless.
The modern game, the way it's come in, a lot of centre-backs now start the attack for a lot of teams. I love being on the ball and starting the attack and finding solutions of breaking down teams.
I don't have just to defend, but also to have a proper ball possession and try to see also many passes and have a good view of my teammates.
It's focus, it's fight. It's total trust in your teammate beside you.
Aston Villa have a goal. Lucy Parker was lurking.
That is the art of being a centre-back.
What a strike!
Games, highlights.
All you need to know in one place.
Subscribe to the Barclays Women's Super League
YouTube channel today.
Fantastic finish!
Don't miss out.
Single leg, 45 degrees, 1, 2, 3, open yourself up.
Well, welcome back to Maiden Castle. 0-0 at half-time between Durham and Portsmouth, 10th against 11th in WSL 2. A reminder, only the team in 12th, which is currently Ipswich, will be relegated at the end of the season. An important one in the survival battle. So this is the first of 5 matches coming today. We already had one game yesterday, which we will catch up with shortly. Bristol City getting the win against Sunderland. No goals in this one. Any minute now, the second match of the day will kick off. The leaders Charlton away at Sheffield United. Birmingham City at 2 o'clock have a chance to respond to that win from Bristol as they battle for automatic promotion. They're at home in a Midlands derby against Nottingham Forest. The match below that will have real interest to these two sides. Newcastle United, not too far from where we are at Maiden Castle, hosting bottom of the table Ipswich Town, and Southampton down the bottom up against the in-form side in WSL 2, Crystal Palace. So all of those games 2 o'clock, except for Sheffield United against Charlton. Let's have a bit of a recap from the best of the first half. There wasn't an enormous amount to go at, but there were a couple of chances of real note. Early in the game, the ball was sloshing about in the Durham defence, and they did well to get players all around the ball, scrambling to keep Portsmouth at bay. this has happened a fair bit in this game. Ball's just not quite sitting for anybody to put their foot through it and have a go. Lambert with an important foot in. Beth Heppel's delivery has been on point. She's picked out a captain a couple of times. Abby Jones had a header saved, and then Eid on the follow-up had a shot saved. I've actually just noticed that it's actually Speckmeyer with the shot. I've been doing Eid a disservice. Both really well saved by Jess Gray on the line. So the first one, the header, straight at the goalkeeper, but she does well to keep it out. And then it's Speckmeyer with the downward shot that is gathered up by the goalkeeper. So Heppel had tested her range and then sent one to the edge of the 6-yard area. Wilson's header could only glance the ball further across and ended up going out for a Portsmouth goal kick. But Heppel was finding her target both times. And actually both times picking out the captain, Sarah Wilson, who almost like a quarterback seems to be the one calling the shots on those set pieces. Then Durham had to engage their defensive sensibilities. Primer was trying to find space. And Robotham had a bit of an up and under, easy for Shepherd in the Durham goal. Another look at it. She had some options in front of her, but not really an obvious passing lane to find any of them. Michaela Foster has a pretty accurate delivery as well. And Jess Gray, who had received treatment to a strain, we think, to her right leg, which is not for the first time this season, came out and claimed well under the high ball. And then another delivery for Heppel. This time slightly deeper. Again, picking out a teammate. Speckmeyer going close again, but couldn't direct the header on target. So up over the top. And so they are the chances from a goalless first half at Maiden Castle. A couple of sides that may well be looking at it thinking, so long as we don't lose, today will have been okay. You can see the players starting to make their way out. Let's just show you the goals from last night's game in WSL2. Bristol City getting the better of Sunderland. Climbing up to second in the table. Jessie Gale, who used to play a football here on loan from Arsenal, nodding in for 1-0. Such a talent, the England Youth International. Enjoyed her time at Portsmouth and is enjoying her time at Bristol City, especially when she gets through balls like that. Look at the pace, look at the composure. That's 2-0. Gale Force. Absolutely too much for the Sunderland back line. And when she was substituted off, well, they were able to bring on Lexi Lloyd-Smith. So absolutely no drop-off in the ability. And she found space. Little deflection helped that one past the goalkeeper, but 3-0, Bristol City won. A couple of assists for Rio Hardy in the game. Sophie Ingle got another one. And Bristol City looking really good in the promotion race and dancing for joy with the position they've got themselves in. We haven't had any cause to dance at Maiden Castle so far, but let me just tell you what that means for the table. So Charlton have just kicked off 5 minutes in against Sheffield United away. Charlton, not including whatever happens today, 4 points clear of Bristol City, but they have played Charlton a game fewer. Birmingham City have a couple of games in hand. Birmingham just 1 point behind Bristol City. Birmingham are in third. And Crystal Palace, who have won 5 games on the spin, they play Southampton today. They are 3 points further back. So that, to me, is the real mix for the promotion places. You could argue maybe Newcastle, Nottingham Forest could squeak their way in, but I think it's between that top 4. And as for the relegation, to be honest, it's probably down to the bottom 3, and 2 of them are the sides on display today. Durham away to the left of your screen, and Portsmouth to the right. And you can see that sunshine that has been causing 1 or 2 issues. The position of the shadows will tell you all you need to know. That sun is going to be shining straight into the face of the Portsmouth goalkeeper, Jess Gray, in this second half. And if I'm part of that Durham team, if I'm coaching, I'm saying just have a shot. They did not have enough shots in that first half, specifically Portsmouth. And if the goalkeeper has the sun in their eyes, it makes it all the more difficult. So underway in the second half at Maiden Castle, Pompey kicking off and shooting from right to left in their neon away strip. And so far, no goals in this crucial clash down at the bottom of WSL2. Just 1 point of order from the first half. There was one yellow card, Izzy Collins. Play goes on with a player down injured. Kat Shepherd collects the ball, and we will now have a break in play. It's Grace Eyre who has stayed down. Play went on around her. So we'll just have a quick break in play. So I'll give you a reminder of the teams while Eyre is down and receiving treatment. Shepherd is in. In fact, I'll do the Portsmouth because it's coming up on your screen. Jess Gray in goal. It's a back three of Cohen, Bull and Collins. Primmer is actually playing slightly higher up. She is the left wing back in a midfield with Ava Robotham, Jemima Dahu, Sophie Barker and Jazz Bull on the right side of that. And up ahead of them, Meg Hornby and Angelina Nixon are the ones that are a real handful in attack for Portsmouth, but so far have not managed to cause too many problems for Durham at the back. Durham lining up with Shepherd in goal. This is her with the ball at her feet. In front of her, it's a back four. Briggs is the left back. Foster and Wilson centre-backs. And Grace Eyre, who's just had treatment, playing on the right. Toland and Heppel in midfield. Lambert in front of them. Eade and Abby Jones are wide. And Mariana Speckmeyer, who scored in the reverse fixture, which was a 2-0 win for Durham back in September. She's up top. And Lambert, as ever, will surge from midfield and put Gray under pressure and win Durham a throw. So we'll keep you up to speed with any goals in Sheffield United against Charlton from Bramall Lane. The other games, 3 of them kickstart pretty much as soon as we're off air. 2 o'clock kickoff. So if you're enjoying the coverage, you can enjoy the whole afternoon in the company of WSL2. Abby Jones had one of those good chances in the first half for Durham. Ball comes across and it's not the most convincing of clearances. Another throw down this side. Grace Eyre has had the treatment and she's back on her feet. But Nixon nicks it off her. Outside of the boot pass to Hornby, who drills a flat one all the way across, and Briggs is defending well, but can't keep the ball away. It's loose, and it is in. Ever so slightly untidy, and Portsmouth will not care. Tia Primmer with the final touch. Barely managed a shot on target in the first half, Portsmouth, and within 4 minutes, they are in front after the break. And it's a surging break that Durham just could not deal with. Well, I love the outside of the boot delivery from Nixon into Hornby, who has been the chief goal scorer this season. Look at that drilled flat pass. Briggs cleared it, I think, onto the boot of Primmer, who still had to react and recover the loose ball off the goalpost. And a desperate Kat Shepherd ends up in the back of the net along with the ball. And Portsmouth are celebrating what could be one of the most important goals of their season. And so all of a sudden, Durham have a big job on their hands. It's Portsmouth's first goal of 2026. It goes to Tia Primmer. And Durham, who themselves haven't scored since Christmas, now have to go back to the well. So that might shake up this game. And let's be honest, as we went to the half-time break, it was a game in some need of a shake-up. Terrific that we've got that added spice so early in the second half. Portsmouth leading by a goal to nil. And Jay Sadler, whatever he said to them at half-time, he has reaped the rewards. It's a confidence booster for Pompey, no doubt. Back-to-back 4-0 defeats, Southampton and Birmingham. Nixon played her part in that goal, feeding Hornby. Hornby's delivery was quality. Cohen. Nixon again. Wants the foul, but won't get it. Oh, that's a really good pass round the back. Speckmeyer running through, and Gray had to come out and take everything out, ball and player. Jones with the cross. Headed clear by Bull, who immediately starts galloping upfield. Good defensive work from Briggs just to intercept the pass. So, a lively start to the second half. So Durham immediately going on the attack after conceding early in the second half. It's Tolan with the through ball. It's really well weighted. And Speckmeyer would have been onto it if it wasn't for the alert reactions of Gray. Well, the live league table has Portsmouth moving above Durham and Durham slipping to 11th. Somewhere down the road in Newcastle, there will be representatives of Ipswich watching this and will be well aware of what's happening directly above them in the table. They kick off at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Nixon flicks one and has a go. And it was troubling the goalkeeper, Shepherd. Full stretch. Had to make sure the deflected effort has gone for a corner. Well, he said at half-time, take some shots, take some risks, and Portsmouth looking to do that from the off, having got their noses in front. Megan Hornby to take the corner. PO2, the Portsmouth postcode, tattooed on her arm. Crossed in high to the edge of the 6-yard area. It's a Pompey head. And the whistle has gone because there is a player down in the box. And needing some treatment, looking in some discomfort. It's Izzy Collins, who actually won the header, but in the follow-through, I think, collided with an opponent. Felt the full force of it. There's Hornby's delivery. Watch on the left of the screen. Collins gets up, wins the header, and just collides with Wilson, who holds her head. But it's the top of Wilson's head into the side of Collins. And that'll sting. Wilson herself gives the top of her scalp a bit of a rub. Collins is back up. A quick pat on the back for Sarah Wilson as well. No harm done, nothing intentional. And play will resume. Pompey temporarily down to 10 women while Collins has to leave the field. So we'll restart with the drop ball, and Portsmouth, you're not going to do the old-fashioned drop ball where you just kick it back to the defending team. Sophie Barker is willing her teammates forward. Very much starting on the attack here, Portsmouth. DeHoo. Bags of tricks. And chips one over the top, looking for the goal scorer Primer, just behind her. Shepherd wasting no time to sending the ball up the other end of the field. Cohen hasn't got hold of that. And it might yet fall for Durham. Here's Speckmeyer, who's got acres down this right-hand side. Flat cross, drilled goalwards. Lambert tries to keep it alive. Toland does the same, but it will be a Portsmouth throw. Well, Tia Primer's goal is her first of the season. Might not go down as one of her all-time classics, being that it was from within a yard, but she had to work hard to recover it after the bobbling, bouncing ball ricocheted off the post. If she wasn't there, Pompey wouldn't be in front. That's really nice from Foster, dancing away from a couple of tackles and giving the ball to Eade. Getting it back. And winning a throw. Taken quickly, looking for Heppel, and the ball just bobbles off her foot all the way through to Gray. Calm defending from Cohen, loose touch from Gray, charged down by Lambert. And Heppel has tucked the ball away. Portsmouth had a warning in the first half, playing the ball out from the back. And Durham's power press has caught them in the act, and Beth Heppel has punished them. Well, she's an OG of this Durham outfit. Look at this, Portsmouth playing out from the back, Lambert leading from the front, and Heppel, the top scorer this season, has just joined Jessie Gale as the top scorer for the WSL2. That is her 7th of the season. Every time she laces up the boots for Durham, she's setting new records. She is the club appearance holder, 289th appearance. Brought up 100 goals for the club earlier this season as well. And she has levelled things up. And Portsmouth can only have themselves to blame. Collins tries to play the ball forward. Wilson steps in, takes it off her, and wins the free kick. Well, at the end of the first half, we said we needed a goal, and we've got two. Both of them among the scrappiest you'll see in WSL2 this season, but it doesn't matter. We have a game on our hands, and you can see it's two teams with pluck and fight, desperate to record the points that they need to stay at this level. Wilson stepping out of defence. Collins there on a yellow. That is the second foul she's committed since being booked, Izzy Collins. Well worth flagging, because referees occasionally can issue a yellow card for accumulated fouls. Can't imagine she's got too many spare in the locker now, Izzy Collins. It's the unmistakable control from Angelina Nixon. The way she can bring the ball out of the sky on her laces and just kill it dead. Such a skill. Free kick to Portsmouth. Cohen will take. Both sides have options on the bench. Lucy Shepherd is one of the options available to Portsmouth. New signing. Back in the UK after a stint playing in the USA. Attacker. Georgie Freeland as well is deadly with her deliveries. has scored from corners this season. Options available to Jay Sadler as his team come on the attack again and win a throw. Durham are preparing substitutions. A couple of attacking substitutions, so it feels like Adam Furness is going for the win. High cross into the area is too long for Nixon. Hornby's already on her bike to try and keep the ball in play. Low slung shorts and crossing the ball to nobody in particular, all the way through to Shepherd. Primmer was the target, who's becoming more and more involved in the Portsmouth attack since opening the scoring. Here she is again, Tia Primmer with space to move in. Barker inside, Hornby inside, and the ball just bobbles away from her. Confirmation on your screen, a couple of substitutes have been made. Lucy Watson has come on for Abby Jones for Durham. And Grace Eade has gone off and Layla McFarland is on. So a couple of attacking substitutions for Durham. But at the moment, they're having to defend and defend stoically, with Pompey trying to turn up the heat as we've moved past the hour mark. Well, Portsmouth are about to make their substitutes, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. And it is the two that I mentioned, Georgie Freeland, Lucy Shepherd, are both coming on. Angelina Nixon, one of those players to make way. I think she's had a good game, Nixon. And Ava Robotham is the other player to depart. So Freeland for Robotham, straight swap. And Lucy Shepherd on for a Portsmouth debut in attack. She previously played with Pompey players Hannah Cohen, Meg Hornby and Jemima DeHoo in their time at Blackburn Rovers. Here is Cohen, formerly of Blackburn, conceding a throw. Well, both teams appealing for the loose ball, and it's been given in favour of Durham down that side. Lambert. Pivotal role in the equaliser. Leading the press, winning the ball and allowing Beth Heppel an empty goal to tuck the ball in. And Cohen happy to let that ball go out. Well, Portsmouth have overtaken in the shots front. Durham just shading the possession. Feels a much livelier game since the break. Bit more urgency from both sides in attack. Briggs has moved from left back up into central midfield. So it's not just a personnel change for Durham. Slight tweak to the way that the players are lining up out on the field. McFarland, number 25, left of your screen there, normally plays quite high up the field, but looks like she's dropped into a deeper role than what we're accustomed to. Heppel flicks it forward. Speckmeyer is trying to get there. Cohen closes her off. And there's a first touch for the substitute, McFarland. So 1-1 here at Maiden Castle. Bramall Lane, there's a bit of a turn up for the books. The leaders, Charlton, are 1-0 down against Sheffield United. Amy Andrews has scored with the assist from Abby Lafayette. And if that were to stay the same, then all of a sudden, the promotion race has had a bit of a shake-up, and both ends of the table have been destabilised on the same day. If both of these sides take a point, it just makes Ipswich's task staying in the division that little bit harder. If either side wins it, well, it would go some way to suggesting they're halfway safe. Ipswich would have to really turn around their fortunes. Only 5 points they've taken from half the season. Lucy Watson trying to scamper onto the loose ball, but it'll run out of play. Just glancing at the stats from Bramall Lane, Sheffield United dominating possession, 60-40, and 1-0 in front against the leaders who have been up at the top of the table for pretty much the whole season. Just out of screen there, Tia Primmer, the Portsmouth goalscorer, has been booked. I'm not sure what for. I think something happened just out of vision. So second player to be booked for the away side today. Izzy Collins in the first half, who's subsequently made a couple of robust challenges while on a yellow card. Here's Layla McFarland. San Diego born. Former Northern Ireland under-19. Trying to get the ball central, but out for a goal kick. Just getting word from our team on the ground at Maiden Castle that Tia Primmer was not exactly prim and proper in the language she used to the referee. So yellow card for dissent for the Pompey goal scorer. Here she is, winning a header and winning a foul for Portsmouth. Clattered into by Speckmeyer. Well, she won the header and then got chopped down at the waist, Primmer. Cohen drills one looking for Hornby, and that is really good defending, really brave defending from Grace Eyre, who's already had treatment in this game. Could see Hornby coming at a rate of knots, bravely jumps for the ball. Wins the defensive free kick. Hornby had to go for it. Here is the challenge on Primmer, who goes up for the header and bang, down you go. Hip to hip. Collins has got to turn and get straight back on her heels. She's done really well there. Defensively, nipping the ball away from Speckmeyer. Jemima DeHoo is pressured in that midfield. Good work by Toland, who is still just ratting away, trying to win the ball back and winning it back. Here's McFarlane cutting inside, as she loves to do. Her favourite player in the men's game, Louise Nanny. And you can see it in the way that she loves to attack. Briggs with the give and go, sends the cross in, and Gray with the cricketing long barrier just gathers the ball up. Good distance on the kicked clearance as well. And Hornby penalised. Let's have another look at the brave defending from Grace Eyre just a few moments ago. Long ball over the top. Hornby was trying to get on the end of it. The Cohen delivery. This is brave defending from Eyre. Had to go for it, and bang. Hornby came through the side of her. Less than 20 minutes on the clock. Both sides would love a winner. Both sides have made their attacking changes to try and find that winner. But since the goals, there's been precious little attacking of note until Heppel gets a shot away and straight at the goalkeeper. She sits in the pocket, Beth Heppel. Constant menace. And Lambert has won the ball high up the field again, and all of a sudden she's in on goal. It's a really good recovering challenge from Hannah Cohen, who initially made the error to give the ball away. Immediately, though, has handed over control. Lambert, McFarlane, working really well. With Briggs down this right-hand side. Briggs gets the cross in, gathered up by the goalkeeper. And while Greta Humphreys just gets checked over by the referee, let's have another look at that Beth Heppel chance. Already on the score sheet in this game, Beth Heppel, in the week that it was announced that she and her partner Becky Salicki are expecting their first baby. Big week in the life, in the career of Beth Heppel, but couldn't find the second as her shot went straight down the throat of Jess Gray. Greta Humphreys just receiving some treatment in the lower back. The urgency seems to be coming from the home side. Briggs, McFarland, all working well. It's a shoulder-to-shoulder, Speckmeyer and Greta Humphreys, and Humphreys came off second best. Just took the wind out of her sails. Another substitution is being lined up for Portsmouth. Jemima DeHoo is going to make way. Has been busy in the midfield, the 20-year-old. And Jessie Woolley is coming on. So another attacker coming on for a midfielder. Jay Sadler, it seems, is eager to chase the victory here. There is Jessie Woolley preparing to come on. Once of Bristol City. Played with her club captain, Jazz Bull, at the Robins. Only came in as essential injury cover earlier this season at the time when, as I've previously mentioned, Pompey were absolutely desperate, to be completely honest. They had to cancel a game in the Women's League Cup against Charlton. Couldn't get the personnel to field a team. Charlton awarded the walkover. Portsmouth are actually fined for that. And Woolley was one of a number of players that they've signed in this mid-season just to add to the ranks. And here she is, not just trying to add to the ranks, but trying to add to their points. Can she be the player that can unlock this game? Here she is, straight into the action, playing a little deeper than she has been in her previous appearances for Portsmouth this season. Long ball forward for Heppel to chase, and Bull backpedaling quickly. That's really good feet from Bull. Primer can't keep it in play. Into the last 15 minutes. Another substitute being prepared. It's a Durham change. Grace Collinson is coming on, England under 17. And Mariana Speckmeyer is the player to make way. Quick throw taken, and Heppel was in on goal there. And the referee, Lucy May, has ordered them back. Ordered them back because it wasn't their throw-in to take. It's a Portsmouth throw. Bull guns it down the line, and Pompey have won another throw and gained 10 yards. So, who can nick this game? Durham haven't scored more than one in a game since their win over Nottingham Forest 9 games ago. That is what they'll have to do if they are to come out on top in this game. Worth pointing out, Portsmouth's last win came in this part of the world, in the northeast of England, Sunderland, 3-2 win in November. And they were 2-1 down as the game entered injury time at the end of the game. Jessie Gale scored in the, I think, 94th minute. Meg Hornby scored the winner in the 98th. One of the great turnarounds in WSL2 this season. Oh, that's loose from Shepherd, and really had to react quickly to get the ball away. Long ball forward for Primer to chase. Foster is watching her closely. Foster's done well to pick out a teammate. And here come Durham once again. McFarlane likes to get wide. And she's away. And Izzy Collins has brought her down. And Izzy Collins is already booked and has given away 3 fouls since she was shown a first half yellow card. She is a lucky lady. Especially as McFarlane was in towards goal, not in on goal there. And I think that's what Lauren Briggs is saying. How many times, referee? McFarlane is away from her here. Absolutely away. And down she goes. Well, Collins was sent off against Newcastle just before Christmas. She scored in that game, sent off in the 96th minute. And she's doing everything she can to get sent off again. And that, to me, from referee Lucy May, she's pulled in Jazz Bull, the captain. That looks like that is your last chance. Yeah, Collins brought in with the captain. That is rugby refereeing right there. I will accept no more. She knows that the tightrope is pulled tight and the crash mat beneath her has been removed. Heppel with the delivery. It's a brilliant one, and it's right off the head and over the top. Michaela Foster up from the back. It's a free header. Should she have got this on target? How many times does Beth Heppel pick out a blue-shirted teammate from her free kicks? It's a brilliant delivery. Watch, nobody's picking up Foster, completely unmarked. I think she should hit the target. So a let-off for Portsmouth, just over 10 minutes from time. Well, McFarland will be told to run at Izzy Collins all day long. Force the challenge. Heppel with the shot. Blocked. Handball, cry the Durham players and fans. Play continues. Neat first touch from Briggs, who is moving higher and higher up the field from her starting position of left back. Durham are chasing this one. McFarland tries to feed Briggs, and she doesn't read the pass, and Collins can allow it to go all the way out for a goal kick. Let's have another look at this. Appeals for handball. A goal-bound shot. So McFarland will now be encouraged to run at Izzy Collins. Heppel's shot charged down by Greta Humphreys on the turn. Even if it did strike an arm, I think that would have been the harshest of handball penalties. Look at those defensive stats. 15-8 clearances, 14-7 tackles won in the game. The defenses are doing their duty. Both goals have been a tad scrappy. Portsmouth's at least came from their own attacking endeavour. Hornby with the drilled through pass. Primer reacting quicker than everybody else to stab the ball in. The Durham goal came from a high press. Portsmouth caught out, trying to play the ball out from the back. Evie Miller is set to come on, 18 years old, defender. Evie Milner, I beg your pardon. Izzy Collins has been saved from herself, I think. Taken off. So a defender for a defender, and Evie Milner, teenager, who is on one of these academy development loans from the Brighton Academy. She is the Brighton and Hove Albion captain. She comes on for her WSL2 debut, her Portsmouth debut. Briggs, and now Eyre. McFarland has a new opponent to try and get in behind. First touch for Milner. Has skewed off her boot and gone all the way across to Lucy Watson. And Watson does well to get across central. Gray has punched it. No, she's caught it. There was another ball behind the goal that took my eye. Those pesky mascots playing with their football. That was a really good claim by the Portsmouth goalkeeper. And Jess Gray has stayed down, and once again, I think might need a bit of a breather. It looks like that right leg again. This is brilliant work from Watson down the left-hand side. Stood up by Primer, and a terrific claim over the top of Hannah Cohen. But all is not well. This looks like left leg, actually. She's been one of their better performers this season, Jess Gray. And to be doing so against a backdrop of repeat and regular leg trouble is all the more impressive. Definitely the left leg this time that is receiving the treatment from the physio. It was the right leg in the first half. It was the right leg against Newcastle before Christmas. Joined on a free after leaving Charlton in July. Signed a one-year contract. There's a one-year extension option. You would think on the balance, all parties would probably want to extend, as the physio looks to extend the knee. Quick check on the goalkeeper for Lucy Shepherd, who's another player making her Portsmouth debut. Joined last week after leaving the USL Super League side Dallas Trinity. Jay Sadler, when he signed her, described her as a player with tremendous energy, real pace. That's exactly what they lost when Jessie Gale, I beg your pardon, was recalled by Arsenal and sent back out on loan to Bristol City. We saw her goals for Bristol City last night in the half-time break of this one. Just a quick goal update. They're approaching half-time at Bramall Lane, and Charlton, the league leaders, have levelled things up. They were 1-0 down against Sheffield United, and Lucy Fitzgerald has scored from 10 yards out, banging it into the top corner. So the leaders are back level away at Sheffield United. And right here, we've got 5 minutes plus for somebody to go out and be a hero. Milner driving forward. The debutant with a debutant's energy. Picks out Shepherd. And the cross is too close to the goalkeeper. Two subs collide, Milner and Collinson. It's a good pass that from Evie Milner, and look at the endeavour from the teenage substitute to try and get into the box. Jay Sadler continues to cajole his team, urge them forward. Both these sides winless since way before Christmas. November for Portsmouth, October for Durham. Pompey have 3 wins for the season, Durham just 2. How they would love to add one more to that column. Pompey have got a really big week next week. Well, as a club, they play Ipswich twice. The men's team play Ipswich at Fratton Park on Tuesday night, and then the women do battle against Ipswich, bottom of the table, next Sunday, which feels like a whopper. Woolley trying to pick a pass. And now Shepherd is looking for Hornby in the centre. Wilson takes no chances. Away she goes. And Milner is penalised for the foul on Briggs. Game's just becoming a little disjointed again. There is a sense of desperation in the air. Defensive free kick being left to Kat Shepherd. Joined Durham in the summer from Sporting Lisbon. First time she's seen the sun, I think. Lauren Briggs does the old tip and run to herself. Back to Grace Eyre. First timer, whips it with curl, and Collinson in on the goalkeeper and leaving her mark on her. And Jess Gray once again stays down, and once again the hand goes to the knee. And once again, for the 3rd time, it's a hat-trick of a different sort. Jess Gray needs more treatment on field. Here's the replay. Eyre with the first time cross. Had a good amount of curl on it, and Collinson just turning her back into Gray. They can be sore ones. Hip to side. And Durham making a late change. Lauren Briggs, who is standing right there, ready to go off. Coming off for the huge experience of the club captain, Sarah Robson, who is a centurion of international caps with Northern Ireland. 38 years young now, Sarah Robson. She'll go straight into the back line along with Foster and Wilson. So the clock's gone red. We're into the added time, and we are being told there's 8 minutes to be added on, which is plenty enough for either of these sides to go on and find a winner. And Portsmouth looking to go about it quickly. Jazz Bull has continued her run. Decent cross as well. Hornby was looking for it, but it's just behind her. Ball is not cleared. Shepherd has nudged the defender to the ground. Gets the ball back from Barker. Good cross. Hornby's under it. Ball is still loose. And the whistle is gone for a high boot. Sarah Wilson headed through the foot and the ball to get it clear and wins the free kick. Shepherd has been really lively since coming on as a second half substitute. Here come Durham down the other end though. And the tackle is made and the penalty is awarded. And Durham have been given a late penalty. And it seems like everybody cannot believe it. Hands on heads from Cohen, Bull, Humphreys. It's Lucy Watson, the substitute, who has been such a threat down that left-hand side since she's come on. Long ball forward from Foster. She's got that in the locker. It's actually Collinson who gets her foot away. I think the challenge is Cohen. Humphreys is getting up, shrugging her shoulders. There's a little bit of indecision who's taking it. Beth Heppel normally takes the penalties, but that's because Lucy Watson isn't always on the field. And Watson has been handed the ball, the substitute. It is looking like being Lucy Watson. Everybody is being ordered outside the area, outside the D. And Jess Gray was just trying to get in the head of the Durham penalty taker. Well, we've had 3 minutes of a potential added 8 at the end of the 90. Durham haven't won in months. And down at the bottom of WSL2, they have a chance from 12 yards to put real distance between themselves and relegation. Watson is ex-Chelsea, up against Gray. And she's bagged it. What a penalty that is. Absolute top bin, finger to the ear. Well, no wonder Beth Heppel handed her the ball. If she can take a penalty like that, you can take them all day long. And Durham have left it late in the game. Pompey may well question the decision to award the penalty, but once it's awarded, Lucy Watson made no mistake from 12 yards. Well, this will sting Pompey. Collinson won the penalty, and Watson took it. And this is absolutely dispatched. Look at that. Great scenes of celebration for the Wildcats. And they might be in again here because Collinson has run through and Gray, bravely, has beaten her to the ball and been wiped out in the process. Well, this is brilliantly brave goalkeeping from Jess Gray. At the shape of the game, 2-1 down, 4 minutes left on the clock. Simply could not risk being second to that ball. And as she saw Grace Collinson racing towards her, she would have known it's me or it's defeat. And she took the option of taking the pain. This is right from the kickoff, and Portsmouth play themselves into trouble. But watch the speed of Collinson, the benefit of youth. Charges it down onto the loose ball. Such brilliant goalkeeping. Putting the team before herself. And she looks in some distress as the physio goes through all of the checks. I mentioned before, she'd already had the trainer on 3 times for lower limb injuries, left and right. This looks all the more serious, and second medical staff is coming on to check on Jess Gray. So while she receives treatment, there is a chance for the 2 managers to bring their players in, and that is the opportunity that Adam Furness is taking. The huddle has been called together for the home team, who have their noses in front. And as things stand, with Sheffield United currently drawing against the leaders Charlton at half-time, Durham are climbing a place up to 9th, and more importantly, 7 points clear of Ipswich in the relegation place at the bottom of the table. This could be the biggest day in Durham's season. Let's take another look at the penalty that currently separates the sides. Grace Collinson has made such a difference for Durham off the bench. She won the penalty, and Lucy Watson took the ball off Beth Heppel, and that doesn't often happen for Durham. And when you see the way she dispatched the penalty, you understand why. That goal was scored in the 4th minute of a pledged 8 additional at the end of this game. We've lost 3 minutes for the treatment of Gray, the Portsmouth goalkeeper, so we will be playing, I think, beyond the 100th minute. By the time we're off air, all of the rest of the games in WSL2 will be underway. Birmingham, 3rd place at the beginning of the day, at home against Nottingham Forest, who are 6th. Bottom of the table, Ipswich are up in the northeast. They're away at Newcastle United, and Southampton against the form side in WSL2, Crystal Palace, who are looking for a 6th straight win. If you've enjoyed our coverage of WSL2, you know where to find your selection of those games that are just about to get underway. Stay with us until the full time and then flick over, why not? So just a recap of the action, 0-0 at half-time, and I've got to tell you, it was very 0-0 at half-time this game. There was a couple of really good chances for Durham before the break, both well saved by Gray, both back-to-back. Firstly, denying Abby Jones' header, and then recovering to clutch on to Mariana Speckmeyer's shot that went into the turf but had to be dealt with. And then after the break, Pompey came out roaring. Hornby cut the ball across, and Tia Primer saw her effort ricochet off the defender, collide into the post, and she raced onto it and tucked the ball in from a yard out. So Portsmouth led by a 0-0. That was after 48 minutes of the game, and Durham came back into it by launching the press and punishing some fairly slack Portsmouth attempt at passing the ball out from the back. Lambert won the ball, and Heppel scored her 7th goal of the season. Jess Gray is up, and that is brilliant to see. She looks a bit shaken up. And I think she will have to leave the field. We wish her absolutely all the best. Head injuries, neck injuries, you can't take too long over the precautions with this, and she's had a tough afternoon on the injury front, Jess Gray. So just to bring you back up to speed, that was 1-1, and as we headed into injury time, it looked like that's how the game would end, until Grace Collinson ran through, won a penalty under the challenge from Cohen and Humphreys. Not clear which of them it was that the referee deemed to have committed the foul. And Lucy Watson slammed in an Alan Shearer-style penalty. Bang into the top corner, unsavable. And that is the shape of the game as we move beyond the 100th minute. A reminder, Durham have only won twice all season. They finished 4th at this level last term. Only just outside the playoff mix. You can see the stretcher is being prepared for Jess Gray, who has managed to make it back to her feet, but immediately it was decided, actually, probably best if you allow us to help you from the field. So the stretcher has been paused. You can see the applause from the fans because Jess Gray is being helped from the field under her own volition, which is really good to see, and we wish her all the best in the speediest of recoveries. Have to reiterate, it was brilliant goalkeeping. Grace Collinson would have been in on goal had Jess Gray not have cleared the ball under pressure from the advancing forward, but in doing so, she took a real rattle to the head. And so there will be a late substitution in this game. Comforter Harbour's coming on. She won't have long to play in goal. Whether she'll even touch the ball, we shall have to wait and see, because Portsmouth will hope that the ball goes nowhere near her and they'll be up the other end and trying to score a goal of their own. I reckon we've got 3 minutes left to play. So how will that interruption impact both of these sides? Durham had a huddle. Adam Furness gathered his team together and gave them some final instructions. Got to keep it tight. Portsmouth stayed out on the field in little pockets of 2s and 3s. Jay Sadler trusting his team to know exactly what is needed at the end of this one. Evie Milner has tried to help the ball forward. There's a foul for a high boot from Molly Lambert. And this won't be taken quickly because Cohen is going up. Now Greta Humphreys is going up. The cavalry. Send the keeper up. We saw it in the Europa League, in men's football, Champions League it was, wasn't it? Benfica against Real Madrid. Sometimes it works. Defences lose their heads when they see that shirt of a different colour. What are you doing here? Barker sends it forward. It's a Pompey head. Still not clear from Durham. Helped forward and then lashed away. Anywhere but here. And now Collinson, who has been a breath of fresh air in this second half, is advancing on the penalty box. She's already won one penalty. Cuts the ball back and it's well stopped by the feet of the substitute goalkeeper. And Collinson herself has gone colliding into the advertising hoardings. Bundle of energy, the England Youth International. Look at this, pace. Pace frightens defences. And yeah, whack. There's a good advert for the advertising board there. Good placement. Proudly supporting Durham Women FC and local trades. They might need to fix that board because Grace Collinson went into it so hard, but she's okay. Watson may well be the match winner, trying to keep the ball in the corner. Throw into Durham. 104 minutes on the clock. Don't often see it. Well, Durham doing what they have to do. Keep the ball in the corner and keep it anywhere away from their goal. It's a corner to Durham. And the seconds are tick, tick, ticking away. They can smell it. They can almost taste it. Good strength from McFarland. This time the throwing goes the other way. Is there time for Pompey? Barker cannons it forward. That's nice control under pressure from Lambert. She'll be happy to concede the throw. Throw in slow the game. Smashed forward for Hornby to chase, and Hornby will chase. She's onto it, into the penalty area. Back heel, nobody there. Wilson guns the ball away, and Lambert is fouled. Sophie Barker conceding the free kick. This is really good work from Molly Lambert, just keeping the ball in play, riding the challenge and buying the free kick for her team. Committing players in front of the ball. Now Grace Eyre is told, no, get back. The yellow card for Sophie Barker for the challenge on Molly Lambert a couple of moments ago. Ball is sent forward. It's a really good delivery, actually. And Lucy Watson has seen the ball out. She thought for a corner. It's a goal kick. 106 on the clock. Just the additional 16 minutes we've had. We had 8 at the end of the first half. Heppel sends it forward. Ball gets stuck in the turf. Surely that's time. "24 minutes of added time across the two halves. Might charge a bit of overtime on the invoice. Eyre has felt a push in the back. Play continues though. Shepherd. Now Milner. Surely not for Pompey. Milner cuts the ball in play. It's hooked away. And the whistle goes to the lips, and Durham have held on for the win. Huge victory in Durham's seemingly constant battle with survival in WSL2, and the hugs are being exchanged on the field. It's a first win in 7 in WSL2. It's a win that moves them 7 points above Ipswich in the one and only relegation place at the bottom of WSL2. But the late defeat will sting for Portsmouth. They will remain just 4 points above Ipswich, who have just kicked off against Newcastle in one of the 2 o'clock kickoffs. The shape of the